Hello, everyone. Good evening.
Hi.
It is Sunday. We are all here. Well, most of us are here. I don't know where the fuck Lee is, but
The important ones are here.
oh, okay. That's I wasn't gonna go that far, but all right. Yikes. Yeah. So, last time we finished up our business in the Arcona Palace. You guys, with Vamanda's help, um, were able to defeat Behor. The killing blow dealt by Sin with a very well executed salvo of attacks. You guys found a bunch of loot, some scrolls, some wands, a nice kukri, as well as some money, and the keys to all the locks in the palace. So you collected all your stuff. Vamanda essentially told you could take what you wanted from Behor and then get the fuck out. She did not want to find you guys still there after she returned from wherever she went. You could probably assume she left to like tend to her injuries or something. But from there, you guys took Vencarlo and Neil Landis and got out of the palace. And it was not long after that Vencarlo made the suggestion, which Neil Landis supported, that the best course of action would be to flee the city for a while, to try and seek out the answers to the Queen Iliosa problem elsewhere. Um, Vencarlo led you all to the north, passing by the town of Hars, as well as the tavern slash inn that you were all familiar with from when you needed to get Trinia out of the city. You left her there. And past that was the Blackbird Ranch, where Vencarlo's friend and also the only other surviving member of his adventuring party lives, Jason Adriel. You guys met him, and he greeted you with a warm welcome. Briefly met his wife and kids as well, and then you guys took to getting yourselves out of the limelight for a few days. You decided to rest for 4 nights to recover from all of your wounds and injuries that you suffered at the hands of the Arcona Palace encounters and the Vivified Labyrinth. And you also discovered that Trinia was still there, and she told Sarah some stories about what she's been up to. She talked about how she encountered this sort of group of bandits, and that they were giving her a hard time. So she used her rooftop running skills and great balance to eventually lead them on a wild goose chase and threw a whole bunch of booby traps. And she took out most of them, and the rest of them have disbanded. But since she's returned to the Blackbird Ranch, she's kind of grown a little bit bored, and she is feeling her sense of wanderlust coming through again. So she kindly asked if it would be okay if she tagged along with you guys for this part of the journey, which will lead you, as Neil Landis explained, into the Cinderlands to make contact with several different Shawanti tribes. And this is in the hopes of gaining their trust, gaining their respect, and also, through that, learning what they know about um, the magic that has been infused into Queen Iliosa's crown, which makes her effectively immortal, as you saw when Marcus Endrin tried to assassinate her. Um, that's more or less where we left off. If would you guys, because I know Allie wasn't here last week, and I know I sent you the stuff that Neil Landis talked about. Do you guys want me to play the Neil Landis voice lines again as a refresher, or are we good?
I
I am.
am you first, Kim.
Oh, I was gonna say I am good. I have notes, but then Allie also wasn't here last week. So Allie, what do you want to do?
I did read the notes that he sent, but like if you guys want to just have this, like he's already gone, right? He said his piece and he's like standing there to walk away, right?
So yeah, he explained the situation pretty much like immediately after you arrived. So this would have been like the first night. Um, but again, I don't mind like playing it all again.
All right, then yeah, sure, I'll take
I was
it.
gonna say,
I'm not gonna say no.
consider this like an NPC situation where you go back and after they gave you a question, like, "Hey, what am I supposed to be doing again?"
Yeah.
And they like do the whole spiel again.
Hey, I was literally zombie Reef. Reef again. How can I help?
Well, this is also for anyone watching at home who maybe wasn't here 2 weeks ago. If you
Appreciate y'all
missed
joining the show with me.
missed the
I'm gonna go ahead and
details,
say
then
yes, since me and all my wisdom decided to write 2 lines of notes for all of last week. I'm gonna get, you know what? Why not? I could use a 3rd line.
okay, the third line. Okay, so yeah, what he says is more or less what I sent you, Ali, straight out of the materials. But here we go. Here's the whole spiel again.
Here is everything I know. After the Queen sent Red Mantis assassins after me when I confronted her regarding the King's death, I spent some time laying low with my friend Salvatore. During that period, before I ended up in the Arcona dungeon, I spent much of my time trying to piece together just what had turned Iliosa from a petulant queen to a scheming tyrant. I knew she had been, borrowing the treasury key to look through Corvosa's treasures. I'd been familiar with several old and obscure legends about the rooms below Castle Corvosa. Chambers, it was whispered, used to hide something of great power or terrible evil. Something called Midnight's Teeth.
Tim,
Supposedly a sacred relic of
there
great
are 2 voice
import
lines
to
playing
the
at once.
Shoanti, who kept it somewhere inside the pyramid that now serves
Really?
as
Oh,
Castle
nice.
Corvosa's foundation.
It's fixed itself. Never mind. Sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say I only heard one.
I heard 2 at once.
Okay.
My research uncovered a chilling legend. Several hundred
It's
years
almost
ago,
like
a
it's
blue
playing in a
dragon
round.
allied with
It's almost like it's the
Zorn
same voice
brought
thing
the
playing
orcs of
twice.
Belkzen to their knees, then turned them on Ustalav and Lastwall before he was finally defeated. His remains were scattered, but according to the legend, his essence remains in some of his body parts. I fear the fangs of Kosovon and Midnight's Teeth are one and the same.
Well,
The
the
description of
Kosovo
the
and Midnight
Queen's new
things are
crown
one and
is,
the same.
on its own,
Okay, now it's
disturbing.
working.
But in the light of my discovery, the implications are troubling indeed.
Yeah, that was the end of that last line. That's why there was a gap.
Unfortunately,
before that,
hard
it was
facts
like
about
playing at the
Midnight's
same
Teeth
time.
are few
Mm.
and far
Okay.
between. Corvosa's founders didn't think it important to preserve much in the ways of the Shoanti culture, yet the Shoanti have very strong oral traditions. If anyone might know more regarding Midnight's Teeth, it will be the historians of the Cinderland clans. Unfortunately, relations between the Shoanti and Corvosa have never been ideal. I advise you to start with a Skon Kwa, the tribe of the Skol. They have been the most open to talks of peace. I once met an old shaman who was very level-headed and friendly, a man named Thousand Bones. I tried to arrange a meeting with him before I ended up in the twisted hands of the Arconas, but he had already left the city to return to a place in the Cinderlands called the Kalo Mounds. Go there, find Thousand Bones, and learn whatever you can about Midnight's Teeth. See if the Shoanti know how to fight against a power that grants our queen the ability to survive a mortal wound.
And then as far as what Neil Landis and Van Carlo are going to be doing while you're doing this.
Well, that sounds simple enough, eh? I will remain with Neolandus and Jason. Keep ourselves out of sight until the time to strike is nigh. So, are you ready to head for the Cinderlands in the morning?
So, from there, like I said, you guys chose to rest to fully recover from your injuries. On the night before you leave, so the Harrow deck belonging to Zalara springs up once more.
Sarah's like, "Oh fuck."
Heroes, avengers, and protectors of Corvosa. Again you tread towards your fate. and the cards call to warn and advise. Darkness swallows the city, and I see figures fleeing it, away to the Sinnerlands. But they stride not away from, but towards danger. I see fire and fangs, lightning from the sky, and crimson at every turn. But wait, it is the crimson of the dawn. The sun rises, and its light shines back to Korusa, burning away at the darkness. Oh, what could this mean? Let us listen to the cards and learn.
And once again, the cards animate, and without any delay in looking for a response from any of you, the harrowing begins. Zalara notes that there are more of you present, the more of you being Trinia and Reef's henchman Drek. She asks if they would like to participate in the reading, and both of them give their approval.
Tiara looks at Trinia and she's like, "Yep, no, this is a thing. Just go with it."
Yeah, Trinia is just enamored by this. Like, she is. She's already thinking, like, this is way cooler than anything I was doing. Like, all right, so the cards arrange themselves in the familiar grid that comes with the choosing. So one by one, I would like each of you to tell me which card in the grid you would like. It's 3 by 3. The ability score tied to this adventure is strength, by the way.
Yeah, strength is pretty good. I choose middle bottom.
Okay.
I choose center.
Center. Reef.
I think I'm muted.
It's okay.
Not muting yourself.
So, how do I draw a card?
Just tell me which one
Pick
in the
one.
grid that you want.
3-3 grid.
Center and center bottom already taken.
Okay, thank you. Okay, top left.
Top left. Okay.
Sorry, my brain was having a moment.
All right, so I'm just gonna. Where's my chat window? Here it is. I'm just gonna roll 3 random ones for the other people. And of course, I rolled all the same number. What the fuck? Just give me
It's
3
just the
different
three of
ones.
them fighting over the same card.
Right? Yeah, no, I just wanted like 3 different numbers. That's all. All right, so this will be Theo's, and then.
Obviously, based on the hierarchy of what the pecking order, Reeves minion goes first, and then second Bard, and then Theo.
I chose a slightly
that
different order, but that's fine. All right, so let's start. We'll go with the PCs first. So we'll start with Reef's card. So Reef, you drew for your choosing card the Paladin.
Wait, you said Reef or Sin?
Reef drew that one, or chose that one, I should say.
Mark.
Tell me more, tell me more. It feels very reef-like. Except really long arms instead.
I mean, it
Hand,
does,
like,
yes.
reaching out 15 feet away.
So Zalara's spirit takes a look at you and says, this card suits you. Well, perhaps not completely, but you have been a brave leader in the face of grave danger, much like the Paladin. Your strength will see you through. All right. Sarah, you chose the Uprising,
Okay.
All right.
which this
Shock the
is
queen.
another card that is relatively aligned with its chooser, though not completely. Zalara says, yes, I am pleased to see this card has been chosen. The end goal is overthrowing the queen, yes, but you still need a few more resources to carry this out. Just keep this in mind, because that is your end goal, but do not be hasty. Your enemies will be prepared. Sin,
Okay. Thank you.
you've drawn the bear.
Good times. Good times.
Which is funny because that's the card that Dino drew after
had.
defeating Karzug, yeah. Now Dino is also a werebear in addition to everything else that he is.
I'm also a werebear, apparently. Let's go.
So the bear actually perfectly aligns with your alignment as a true neutral card. And Solara says, I know this card looks silly, right? Bear on a unicycle.
It's adorable.
Not very intimidating. But the bear is still a bear. And you are still someone to be feared, no matter what you look like, or no matter how bad the situation gets. You know how to best utilize your skills. Keep it up.
Yeah.
Theo has drawn the big sky. Sorry, just making my notes.
I thought you said this guy for a second. I was like, what?
Yeah, that guy. She drew that guy. The big sky is it's the chaotic good aligned card of the hammers suit of the Harrow deck, and as you can see, it depicts someone being freed from their shackles, and so Zalara Spirit looks at Theo and says, "You were held in a jail once, and then you were freed by your friends. I foresee you having a great urge to return the favor for the whole city, free them from their bonds. You can do it." The cards drawn by the others, Drek has drawn, or chosen, I should say, the Cyclone, which is a chaotic evil card. Not exactly aligned with Drek, but not too far off either.
Or it does.
She looks at the small kobold and says, you are a new face. This seems like it's probably a lot all at once for you. But you have a good leader, and you know that. You've worked under him before. Stay the course. Finally, Trinia has chosen the Forge, which is not at all aligned with her as a lawful neutral card. She just says to Trinia, some situations require finesse, some require skill, some require cunning, some just require a hammer. Your friends here see fit to bring you along. Perhaps you are the hammer. Trinia kind of just like leans back in her chair and thinks that over and has a very puzzled look on her face. All right, so let me reshuffle and then we'll do the reading.
Let me tell you, writing notes is so much easier when you got a new keyboard and your spacebar works again.
Oh yeah, dude.
Meanwhile, I take handwritten notes, and my dumbass is like, "I'm gonna paint my nails while we do this."
Oh no. Oh man, mistakes were made.
Yeah, so I'm writing very slowly and very tiny, but I am getting everything.
While you're doing that, I want you to know the third line I wrote for the notes, now that we went over the voice line again, was the queen was once a petulant queen, but now is a bitch. Very important notes to keep here.
Mm.
You know what? That's good note taken right there.
Truly vital information to the success of the campaign.
Speaking of notes, I am very excited because I am about 2/3, I think, of the way through my little notebook
Oh, nice.
that I'm using to take notes in.
My notes will be nigh worthless in a book format. Just random statements that don't mean anything.
My notes are helpful most of the time, unless I'm like out of it. So.
Well, let me show you. Out of 410 lines, just pick one.
273.
All right, what I wrote in my wisdom is Sarah is doing hero deck thingy.
Okay, I picked that line at random, but that was perfect.
That is
and
all.
funny.
And we are doing a hero deck thing, so clearly I was wise to write that down.
Hey, look, my notes aren't always helpful. Where was it? From December 22nd, in big letters. We're gonna die, smiley face.
Oh, you keep your notes
Oh wait, and then
organized via
under that
date.
update, we might not die.
We might
Oh, you
not.
organize your notes by date. Yeah, I don't. It's just a
I organize
giant
them by
text
session
doc-
number and date.
Yeah, I don't. Mine's just a giant text document, and it's just there.
I pretend I'm taking notes for an exam. I will be quizzed on this.
All right. I'm done shuffling. How far into the deck you want me to cut?
About 50%. Make it easy.
51%.
I think I'm close enough regardless. All right. All right, so we got
I'm back.
all right.
Alright.
Well, I'll say this.
N-
Say this before I get
Sorry.
into the descriptions of the cards. Definitely going to be a smaller Harrow Point pool this time around. Okay. So we have that one. Okay. All right. Let's see.
Holy shit!
What's up?
We can flip our tokens now.
What do you mean?
Wait,
Let's
what?
go.
Oh, like flip them to be like looking in a different direction. Yeah,
Let's go.
I think you could always do that.
Well, now I figured it out.
Oh, well, there you go. All right.
Oh, yes. Yes, you can.
This is vital. Now we can actually look at people who we're talking to.
Right. You could just like flip your token just to give like someone the side eye when they say something stupid. Yeah, that'd be great. It's a beautiful thing. Okay, so all right, let me see here. Okay, just highlight my relevant text here to inform the reading of these cards. Okay, so the first card drawn in the column on the left, which for those who might need a refresher, this is based on the past, is the dance. Zalara takes a look.
So you said this is upper left?
Upper left, yeah. So this would be the lawful good aligned or position in the reading. She takes a look at it and she says, "Ah, yes. This card symbolizes that there is a delicate framework, much like the universe itself. It requires everyone within to abide by its rules, lest the whole thing collapse. It suggests that those need to stay in perfect step. You must know your place in the greater good. Like your friend told you, the Shawanti and Corvosa, they've not had a good relationship. There was not a lot of respect for the other party. And so the dance looked disjointed, out of place. And so much so that it led to war. She moves to the next card, which is the courtesan. This card is actually misaligned.
So this is middle left?
Middle left. This would be the neutral good location. Oh no, sorry. Lawful neutral, not neutral good. Let's see. Just gonna make sure I have the right. Oh, I see. My little cheat sheet here is incorrect. So this card technically isn't misaligned because cards that have a neutral anywhere in their alignment cannot be misaligned. So Zalara takes a long look at this card and she says, "Oh, well, this card signifies intrigue, mostly in the political sense. As you know, the former king, he had a wandering eye, much to the merriment or perhaps chagrin of some of the nobility in Corvosa. They love to talk about it. And I suppose now, with the knowledge that we all have, you might say that it was his undoing. I would advise all of you to take care with who you trust. Otherwise, you may end up like our poor, deceased former sovereign. The final card in the column representing the past is the Waxworks. And Zalara looks at it and she says, "Ah, yes. Well, based on the lives that you lead and the lives that you know, you could probably figure out what happened in the war between Korvosa and the Shoanti. The Shoanti have consistently felt that their territory has been encroached upon, and it has grown smaller over time as I suppose the progress of civilization has not steered clear of their doorstep. You may find yourself in a situation where the people that you contact would seem hostile. I encourage you to understand their side of the story. It may keep you alive. She moves to the middle column representing the present. The first card is the Wanderer. This card is perfectly aligned and therefore has a little bit of extra meaning or oomph to it. She says, "Oh, well, look at this. The perfect cards for this conversation, as thanks to your own deeds, as well as the progression of events in Korvosa, you now find yourselves wanderers outside of the place you call home, unsure of what to do next or where to go. There's no telling where this adventure will take you. But make sure that you are noticing the little things, the things that may not appear to have value immediately. That's where the real lessons of this time will be learned." Second card in the center column is the Sickness. And Zalara looks at all of you and almost with a joking tone says, "Well, I'm sure you're all tired of seeing this. You've dealt with quite a lot of it already. And while I don't think that you will be facing literal sickness again, as we've seen in the past, there's definitely still some ills between the Shoanti and the city of Korvosa and its people, even if the people now had nothing to do with the atrocities of the past. There is a bridge that must be built before the relations will improve." Final card in the present column, and also the only card that was the only card that was even present in the choosing. Nobody chose it, but it was present. Is the Beating, which I think this might have been one of you. I think one of you drew this card at the end of Rise. I forget who though. But the Beating is also perfectly aligned where it is in the neutral evil spot. And she says, "Now I know all of you city folk are perhaps unaccustomed to life in the wilderness, having to travel to strange lands and meet strange people that you have no or very little history with or knowledge of. The only advice I can give, seeing this card, is you must be certain that you don't lose yourself. Now let's see what your future holds. First card, also perfectly aligned. The Joke. Zalara gives it a little bit of a pause and some thought. And she says, now, I know the name of the card is what it is, but I'm going to draw your attention to something else here. Do you notice the very large creature laughing on this card? I'm going to simply tell you that if you think that creature is strong, you are right. And that is what you will need in your battles ahead. You will face threats of all shapes and sizes. Some that you may be prepared for, but likely not. It is the bond, the strong bond that you all share, that will make sure that you see the light tomorrow. Second card is the Marriage. And Solara seems pleased that this card has been drawn, and she says, "Well, this card represents permanent change. As you can see, two beings here that once wedded cannot be separated. Queen Iliosa broke the marriage and the bond that she had in the name of power. And now we see what that decision has wrought on the city. I trust that all of you will find your answers and return to Corvosa and break what she has built. Usher in a new time for the city. Just make sure that the power doesn't go to your head, lest you break it again yourself." Final card is the Mountain Man. And Zalara says, much like the Joke, this card represents physical power, but also it signifies an encounter, some sort of meeting, whether pleasant or not, with a powerful creature, and the terms of this encounter will most likely be out of your control. You may find great beasts in the Cinderlands. You may even find monsters that very clearly do not belong. I advise you to carry yourselves with survival as your top goal when you reach these challenges. Defeating the threat, killing the monster. Sure, that is a victory in itself. But living to fight another day is more important and is a piece of advice that I probably should have given myself long ago. And with that, the spirit um, recedes back into the deck of cards. The Harrow reading is now complete. As far as Harrow points are concerned for this adventure, you guys get, let's see, everybody gets 1 for the reading. And then here we go. Okay. Everybody gets 1 Harrow point for the reading itself. There was 1 additional card from the choosing that appeared in the Harrow reading, so that will afford you all a second Harrow point. And that is going to be all. Nobody's chosen cards came up during the reading, so no additional points to any individual. So all of you will have 2 points to spend during this leg of the adventure. As always, there are 3 different ways that Harrow points can be spent, and I will go through those right now. So your first use of Harrow points is going to be you can spend a point to gain here it is. Yep. You can spend a Harrow point to gain a +5 bonus to your damage rolls with all melee or natural weapons for the duration of 1 combat. As an alternative use for this particular way of spending a point, should you find yourself needing to attack or break an object, you can instead spend a Harrow point to ignore the hardness rating of said item for 1 round. Your second Harrow point usage is going to be the ability to treat yourself as being 1 size category larger than what you are for the purposes of attempting grapple checks, wielding weapons, lifting heavy objects, and determining whether or not a hungry monster can swallow you whole. This point spending also lasts for 1 encounter. However, there is a hard limit of 10 minutes on the effect. And finally, much like all the others, you can spend a Harrow point to reroll any strength-based check, and you must abide by the new result, and you can try again if you don't like your reroll, as long as you still have a Harrow point left to spend. So, with that done, you guys take your final night of rest at the Blackbird Ranch, and you get up the next morning, feeling well rested, feeling ready to strike out and take on this challenge. Hello, welcome back. Here, let me because you were away. Let me do something real quick. Oh, you heard? Okay. I'm still gonna take a screenshot of it and put it in the chat.
Much obliged.
Yeah. And I'll pin it as well. Okay. All right. So, before you leave, Jason provides you all with a whole bunch of rations, like enough to last you a few weeks. And he says, "Well, I gotta ask, would you like some horses for the trip?"
Yes. Like Sarah, without hesitation's like, yes, please. That would be wonderful. You are amazing.
That is true. Sarah could use the company.
Fuck. He just goes, "Well, all
Sarah's
right."
not even like mad about that. She's like, yep.
He's like, "Well,
She's
all
not
right."
even insulted. She's like, yep, horses.
He's like, "I should have enough for everybody," and goes and fetches a half dozen light war horses for all of you. So what we'll do now is I'll move you guys onto the map of the region, and then you can tell me where you want to go. So, can you guys see the map, or do I need to drop tokens on it? I don't think I have lighting on for this one, so you should be able to just see it.
I can see the map.
Okay, perfect. So, the Blackbird Ranch, we can assume is really just off the map to the south. The journey will take you pretty much up this sort of Storville Rise, I guess would be this area. Oh no, there's Storville Deep. Yeah, so yeah, the Rise. So yeah, you go up over the Rise into the Cinderlands area. And then right on the edge of the Rise is the city that I talked about in the chat, Kaer Maga. We can certainly stop there. Or if there's anything else you guys want to do along the way, please let me know, roleplay wise or exploration wise. And then we'll get into Cinderlands. I know some of you
Knowing
guys
that-
still have gold left, so if you want to go shopping, then Kaer Maga is a good
Where
bet for
would
that.
we the Kaer Maga?
Yeah, this city here, Kaer Maga. That's the place
No,
that
I rolled up the stuff for.
Yes, and also it's it's on the way, so
I want to go shopping.
okay.
I mean, true, but out of curiosity, like, do we know anything about any of the other places south of Kaer Maga, like Sarathu and Apkin? Is any of them worth note?
I can try and dig up some information for you. Abkin is a relatively new settlement. It's only about 40 years old. Essentially, well, based on what I'm reading here, it reads almost more like a commune than a village. As you can see, it's located on the upper bank of the river. It is mostly populated by Corvosans who were lower income kind of got pushed out of the city many years ago. And it is, even though not a lot is known about like the inner workings or the dealings of the town, what is known is that all of the citizens of Abkin kind of view themselves as like one big family. Um, Typically, in order to move there, reside there, um, either the townsfolk have to kind of like you enough to approve you, or you have to marry someone who lives there. Um, it's also known that everyone in the town is trained in armed combat, so they're very quick to deal with troublesome outsiders or even outsiders who kind of just like maybe like pry a little too much into like what's going on there. So I would say if you want to go there, tread carefully. The other town, Sarathu. Sarathu is also kind of like within like Corvosa's greater sort of jurisdiction within the region. Um, it is the settlement that is farthest removed from the holdings of Corvosa, the main city, and it's also the poorest. It is also, like Abkin, a very pretty recent addition to what Corvosa holds, um, being being added by Corvosa only 5 years before Abkin was founded, and it was actually ceded to them by Kaer Maga in a treaty. The town is supposedly constantly reminded of their leader's disregard for them by something called the White Prince's Fountain, which sits in the town square. While the fountain was being constructed, nobles in Corvosa promised that it would be enchanted to provide a clean and endless supply of water for the town so that they would never be dependent on the wells. However, the fall of the Chalaxian Empire caused a rather profound diversion in the attention of the city, and the well was never completed. However, there is one interesting. So there apparently is this true? Hold on, I got hold on. I just saw something about this town that was referenced in the Rise player guide, and I'm just like, hold on a second, is this actually there? I gotta see if this is true. Let's see. Da, da, da. Wow, yeah, it actually is referenced there. Okay, so essentially last year in the game world, a local girl, maybe about 10 years old, was found unconscious on the edge of the fountain, and the fountain, by some miracle, was flowing for the first time. Since then, this young girl who has been blessed by Pharasma has been a force in driving a growing unrest among the citizens of Sarathu. And she has prophesied that change was coming and that the town should seek to break free of Corvosan control. And so I would imagine with the events going on in the city right now, that unrest has only increased.
How interesting.
So yeah,
We can start an uprising.
We could
Could.
start an uprising. I
couple
don't think we should yet.
couple small towns. I mean, neither one is probably going to do much for you in terms of shopping. But yeah, those are just a couple. Maybe you stop there, have a meal, have a drink, or something like that. And yeah, of course, if you want to attempt to start an uprising, that's that's something you could do too.
I say we go to both spots just temporarily, just because it's on the path of the river, and it's much easier to go like travel beside a river because rivers are actually cleaner than still water is. Instead, just cutting across from Hanbur's blessing straight to Kaer Maga, just hope for the best.
Hmm.
As well as, like, maybe we can just tell them and warn them about, hey, guess what? Corvosa has a horrible plague. Don't go there.
Instead of doing this. So that's it. That is.
Let me turn
So
snapping
it'd be
off.
60. So that's 50 feet. So that's what 50-ish miles straight across, versus let's see, 15, 45, 60, 75. So 60.
It's roughly feet to miles is roughly 1-to-1. Not quite.
75.
Not quite.
No, I know. I'm saying so. It's about 75 miles of travel versus 50. So we're traveling an extra 25 miles. How much time are we going to consume doing that?
Well, let's see.
I'm personally no rush, to be honest.
I wasn't sure if there was a need for us to rush.
To be honest, in my opinion, the further we stay away from Corvosa, the better. And for no important reason at all. Nope.
My Harrowing said we should take our time, make sure we have all our ducks in a row.
Oh, yeah.
It's fine.
Okay.
According to my charts here, a light warhorse can travel up to 40 miles per day.
All right, so it'd take us 2 days to do it, as opposed to a day and an hour. Okay, so let's follow the river. It feels better.
Okay.
Stay 10 feet away from the river. That's where crocodiles live.
I believe it. I believe it.
Except for Zombie Theo. He can be bait.
Damn.
It's fine. Everyone knows that crocodiles don't like the taste of elves.
Well, I think I could be bait too, because I could literally look like them and I'll bait them and be like, ha, it's my turf. Gotcha, bitch. And then I would just fly away.
Well, true, but not Zombie Reef. Zombie Theo is right there. Aren't you, Zombie Theo?
Theo's like,
You
huh?
know,
What?
yeah, you're there.
Exactly. Besides, everyone knows that crocodiles love the taste of kobolds.
Hey, leave them be.
But not
Let's
elves.
put it
I'm
behind
not
me.
saying that. I'm just saying for future reference, crocodiles love the taste of kobolds, therefore you and your little dread buddy shouldn't be the bait. Versus while elves are not tasty to crocodiles, so Theo should be the bait. It's fine.
Can you really call him bait if the creature in question doesn't want him?
That what makes him good bait.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Well, you ever heard of a piece of bait that is actually a deterrent?
No, because even in the case of like rat poison, like the rat still wants the poison enough to eat it.
Oh, that's because usually rat poison like Stackman's smells and tastes sweet.
Yeah. Like it's made to be appetizing to them, which is what makes it good bait, because in order to be good
Or
bait,
strychnine, sorry. I don't know where Stackerin came from.
in order to be good bait, it has to be enticing enough to take.
Yes.
Yes, but what you don't understand is that crocodiles have really bad eyesight, so at first they don't know if it's an elf or not, and then when it goes for the bait, it realizes, oh, this is an elf, I'm going to spit it out and go back into the water.
I'm sorry, are you saying that crocodiles are T-Rexes that if you don't move, it can't see you?
I didn't say anything about T-Rexes, I said crocodiles. You see, a T-Rex, you has to use its eyesight to look for prey and then chase it down. Crocodiles, they just stay in one spot and hope for the best. Because crocodiles are actually nearsighted and not farsighted.
Can you give me, regardless of whether or not you're trained in it, can you just give me a knowledge nature roll?
Yep.
Me or
No, Sin, because I want to determine like how much of his information is
okay.
is good.
Not a
Sin,
lot, actually.
Sin's pretty confident in what he's saying, whether it's true or not. he's very confident.
I grew up on the countryside. I've dealt with crocodiles before.
Sin spent some time on the internet and decided he knows everything. Did it.
I mean, bold of you to assume that I need to spend time on the internet to think that I know everything.
What's the internet? I thought that was the other line that was coming. But yeah. You certainly sound smart. I'll leave it at that.
Wow.
All right. So I guess one other question that I have is besides shopping, is there anything else that anyone like really wants to do in Kaer Maga? Like there are things like other storefronts, there are gaming halls, there are temples, there's brothels, there's it's a city of essentially anarchy, so you can find a lot of different things to do there. There are like government buildings as well, even though like I said it's anarchy, but there is a seat of power. There is a seat of power somewhere in the city.
I'm just gonna drag the reef to a brothel.
All right.
You know what? Fine. That's fine.
All right.
We'll deal with this later.
You locate. You get into the city, and the first thing you do is you seek out the brothel, and you find a building that is called the White Lady. It's not. This isn't the only brothel in the city. It's just the first one that you found. So you get there, and the madam comes to greet you and asks what kind of services that you'd be interested in.
I'm gonna shove a bachelor's snuff just into Reef's mouth. I'm gonna say 2 women, full service, and I just push Reef towards the front desk.
Reef blinks, swallows, and goes, "Wait, what drugs did you just give me?"
It's not drugs.
And then
it's birth control. Don't worry about it.
And then after that, the door closes and Reef goes on an adventure.
Oh well, hold on a second. Hold on. Let me at least explain to you what you're getting into here, because at the birth control line, the madam kind of perks up and says, "Oh, you won't be needing any of that." And she like snaps her finger and a light comes on, or a couple of different lights come on throughout, where you can see that all of the choices before you for shall we say companions are undead.
Reef blinks and goes,
Reef, do you remember that one time I made a joke about that dead undead giant? This is your moment to
You know what? I tip my hat. I take whatever is the mask that I have on my top of my head that I'm not currently wearing, but it's just strapped around the top of my head, so it's not wearing my face. I tip that down, look at her, and it's the mask of the mantis. And my identity is now completely concealed, and I just start backing out the door. And I like finger snap at Sid and go, "You got this, buddy."
The madam looks at Sin and also like motions towards like the door that Reef has just slipped out of, and she says, "Oh, not to worry, I'm not offended, but and she leans into Sin like real close, and she just says, there are some things you just can't do with a living."
You look at her.
Well, that is true, but for Reef's first experience of me fixing him, I'm going to go a little bit softer on the first one. See ya. I'm just
All
gonna
right.
grab Reef and go to somebody else.
Reef is just smacking Sin repeatedly upside the back of the head and the shoulder, being like, "What the fuck? What the heck? What? No, fuck you!"
Okay, listen, Reef. I know I'm a devil and all that. I'm like, haha, I tempt people to do bad things. Listen here, I had no idea that was gonna be like that. All right, I'm trying to fix you, not break you further. All right.
Okay, well, you found there. Broken further. Broken further.
Relax, it'll be fine.
It
I'm
is
just gonna
fine. I
drag him
left.
to the. I'm gonna drag Reef to the next closest one I can find.
For the
So
record, I am assuming that Sarah is not there for any of this. She is
yeah,
just like,
I'm not assuming.
Yes.
I'm only assuming that unless anyone else says that they want to be there, this is just Reef and
nope.
Sin
They I
sexual
have a feeling that like
escapades.
Sin knows that Sarah would be like, "The fuck are you doing?"
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring Zombie Theo just for exposure.
I agree with this.
So you find yourself in a different district of the city eventually. Strangely, this district is called the Hospice District. Um, and this is like the kind of the major like commercial zone of the city. Um, and as you enter the district, there's a sign that in so many words just says there's something for everyone here. And sure enough, you do find the other major brothel in the city, known as the Blushing Rose. The two of you walk in. There is an older human woman running the show. We'll refer to her as Madame Rose for the purposes of this. She, like I said, aging but still very attractive for a human. As a she's quite well endowed. If you get my drift. She's also very very funny, very inviting and welcoming, and like just peppering anyone who will listen with you know encouragement to stay longer and try some drinks, and giving some good jokes, and just kind of like a restaurant manager touching all the tables, sort of that kind of deal. Before she eventually gets back to you guys having just entered, and she says, "Oh well, welcome to the Blushing Rose. What can we do for you today?"
I'm just gonna push Reef forward. I'm gonna say I need 2 women full service for this guy.
And she looks up at Reef and she says, "Oh well, that can certainly be arranged for this tall drink of water here."
Reef is just gonna look over and just be like, "Okay, well, you're not undead. That's a definite plus."
Hey Reef,
Yes.
remember those 3 life debts you owe me?
Yes.
I'm gonna reshove the bachelor's snuff in your mouth again, and I'm gonna say if you have fun with those 2 women and you how we say reach home base, I'll make it only 2.
Reef just blinks and goes, "That's not my normal cup. I can have coffee today."
Oh, you
What
can
the
do more
fuck?
than that. You're gonna do more than that, buddy. And I push him towards the lady.
Reef follows, and the curtains close.
Yeah, I mean, she leads you to the back, and we can fade to black on the rest, but yeah,
Yeah.
she provides you with a very wide range of options, and price ranges, as far as
I say Sin's paying, so whatever you choose, sweetheart.
so you tell her dealer's
More
choice,
choice.
and
Yeah.
she just says, "Oh, you're an adventurous one. I like you." And she does a little clap, and two female companions hop down from the platforms that they are on. You are treated very well by a human and a half elf, and you have yourself a great old day at the brothel.
Yeah, Reef is glowing, and is happy when he comes out and just looks at him and goes, "Thanks for paying, bud," and walks out the door.
Who said I was paying? You're doing me a favor, so you
Oh,
got
I'm already. Oh, I was already gone. I told them you were paying when I was in the room, and I've already left this today. So as far as the madam is concerned, she's looking straight at you, my friend.
So yeah, Reef comes back out, and Madame Rose is kind of just like looking at him like, yeah, they did a good job. And Reef gets out the door, and she looks right at Sin, and she just says, "Your friend told me the deal. That'll be 50 gold."
All right, just for curiosity, can I say that neither me or Theo's be paying, and he just ran out so you can arrest him or whatever?
Well, it could, but you wouldn't do that to
You're here.
you wouldn't do that to your friend, would you? And besides, you're still here.
You can
I
always
just
incur another life debt out of Reef. Like there are many ways you can get this back, but for once, Reef has the one up. That
This
doesn't
is
happen often.
it's such a paltry sum of money to cause problems over. And there are these like two like burly looking security guard type guys now like blocking the door.
I'm so scared. Anyway, I paid the 50 gold.
Yeah, scared enough to pay. So she
I'm not doing this out of fear. I'm doing this out of convenience.
takes your money and says, "I'll work on finding something for you for next time."
Sweet. Ciao. And I walk out with Zombie Theo.
All right.
All right, first order of business. I need to find Reef. Where'd he go?
Reef has gone back to wherever the group is. And going, we gotta go. Come on, we gotta get on the road. Let's go.
I use Zombie Theo to track down Reef.
All right. Roll survival to track him, and I'll roll for Theo. Call Snade another.
Hey, it's not bad.
All right, so 19 total. Because we'll say that you have Theo make the roll. Yeah, I mean, even with all of the different races that you see in this city, like I said before, like it's very diverse. You see all kinds of footprints, all kinds of creatures. But I mean, Reef's tracks are pretty unique, so it doesn't take a whole lot of effort to pick his out among the rest. And you guys are able to follow and eventually track him down. And Reef, where would you be headed?
Probably to try to find where everyone else is, and try to get everyone to like get ready to leave. So it just seems like we're waiting on Sin, and so everyone just really wants to like get on their horses and head out. That was my goal. Less conflict, less time for Sin to yell at me.
All right. So yeah, you eventually do find Reef where he described. Theo kind of looks up and says, "Well, that wasn't very hard. Glad we found you, though."
Not. Reef.
What? We're waiting for you. Yeah, good. I'm glad you found us. As Reef is like
You motherfucker.
Whoa, what happened?
Nothing. We're getting on the road, right? Everyone's like,
I'm trying to set Reef straight, trying to fix him, put him on the right path, and he makes me pay for his bullshit.
Theo
what do you
looks.
mean by fixed Reef?
Theo takes one look at Sarah and just goes, "Well, one life debt removed is what happened."
I'm considering redoing that because you were supposed to pay for it, Reef.
Well,
Pay
you
for
didn't specify
what did
those
you do?
terms before we went, so that's no. Wait, well, he didn't do anything. Well, actually, I don't know what he did. I was
Theo once again tries to be the one to comically loop Sarah in and just goes, "He did a couple of women, is what he did."
Well, it was a coffee
Sarah-
day.
So Sarah just immediately shifts, and she glares at Reeve.
Yeah,
Reef just
Reef.
Reef just stares at you and goes, "It was a coffee day. I like tea normally, but it was a coffee
Uh-huh.
day.
Uh-huh.
I don't owe a life debt out of the 3. I owe
Uh-huh.
one less, and he paid. He brought me
Uh-huh.
there. I said no to the undead ones.
So,
Did say no to
I don't
undead
think Reeve
ones.
quite has picked up on why Sarah's pissed.
I know Reef is just panicking and going through the motions, and I don't know if you picked up the last part where she said, "I said no to the undead ones."
Sarah's like, I don't give a shit whether they're alive or dead.
Oh, that's nice to know.
What
Well,
the fuck am I gonna tell my sister?
I
And
didn't.
they're not officially dating yet. They just had
You
coffee
shut
one time.
up, because this is your fault. You're not out of this.
Well, it's a brothel.
But you did not have to go to.
Well, he dragged me to. My options were undead brothel or live brothel, and I chose the live ones. I think your sister would appreciate.
You are wait, hold on, time out. Is Reef bigger than Sid?
Yeah, Reef
Yes.
is Reef is like
Okay,
7 feet tall.
that's what I thought. I just wanted to double check. Okay.
Also, I just remembered that there is a third brothel in the city, but it is not like presented as a brothel because it's the Temple of Callistria. But go on.
That's fantastic.
You are
Okay.
bigger than him.
Yes, and I owe him 3 life debts. Well, now 2.
So
2.5.
right now I imagine Sarah, who's all of like 5'3" or whatever. I don't know
Oh,
how
both
tall I made
right.
her. And
Reef is shrinking.
Reef
but
towering at this
Yeah.
tiny little woman being like, you motherfucker.
Sarah,
and you can see him like shrinking slightly and I'm just trying to be logical and be like, well, life debt count went from 3 to 2, so it was literally only on the bit of life debt. So fair. I can't say no to life debts. Those supersede everything. It's a life debt.
Well, now
So-
now guess who you owe a life debt to? Because I
Well-
sure as shit am not explaining this to my sister.
I'll explain it. She might not like it, but I'll be honest. I always promised that from the beginning.
Sarah is angling so hard to get some sorcerer nieces and nephews here, and it's hilarious.
So and then finally,
I didn't even know about any of this, but yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
Sarah finally cracks. She goes, "Bro, you promised my sister a date. I'm just fucking with you. You, on the other hand."
Reef literally just visible sigh of relief and steps back and just does like jazz hands at Sin and then like, your turn.
Howdy.
Like
It's-
Sarah's like, you owe my sister nothing. You guys met once, and like you said, you'd go on a date maybe eventually. Like, I'm just fucking with you. You, on the other hand,
Just hi.
do you know of a word called consent?
It's
And
more of
power
suggestion than
dynamics?
anything.
Did
Not
Reef
really.
want to go to a brothel, or did you
course
tell
he
him
did.
he had to because of life debt?
Reef
I didn't
raised
tell
his
him where we
hand
were
and
going.
just
I just said, "Hey, come with me." I just dragged him wherever I wanted him to go.
So you dragged him there and said, you owe me a life debt. You're going to do this?
well, no,
Pretty
he
much.
gave me the option to remove one of the 3 life debts I had if I did it. So I technically could have said no, but
So Sarah takes off her boot
it's
and
so
just
starts smacking each of us. Like just imagining her just running with
and
fucking
just starts
Japala. Just fucking
smacking
crack,
Sin like, you don't use life debts to get people to brothels. And also, Reef is fine as he is. He does not need fixing.
Yeah, but it's funny.
Reef,
I-
that's it.
Reef is doing his best not to laugh, looking at you and just being like, I mean, this
That's it.
player Tristan, no, player Alexandra.
Man, I'm doing Reef a favor, and I'm getting hit with a boot. That is crazy.
I just looked at my character sheet and it said Tristan. That's where that came from.
So Sarah is now treating Sin like a dog. Like, sit.
Yeah, we're at this point, Reef is trying to round and the horse is up, realizes that the war horse is just going to be miserable with me, and instead hand and put drapes over all of my bags. So the only thing I have on me is this little handy haversack compartment that bag that has all of my weapons that I can literally just like scarf
You're
trick
going
and
to
pull
ride
out.
on my horse, and you know what we're gonna do while we're riding?
I'll walk with your horse. What's up?
No, not you, Reef.
Oh, okay. Backs off.
Oh, you're talking to me. What do you want, Kim?
You are going to share a horse with me, and you know what and I'm gonna lead because you know what we're gonna be doing.
Nothing sexual, I hope.
Ew, no. Not
Oh, thank
that there's
goodness.
anything wrong with you.
Panic!
Anyway. Here is a notebook. Here is a pen. You are going to write 1,000 times. I will not use a life debt to make my friends go to a brothel.
Fine. The very first line. I will make Reef through
No!
blackmail to go
So
to
Sarah,
brothel.
again, takes off shoe. No! You're going to do it right, or you're going to have to do it 2,000 times.
Oh, no.
I just want to say that it took us one journey and stop in a city for one of your characters to effectively be turned into Bart Simpson, and that has to be some kind of record. I'm just like half a session for that to happen. Just incredible work all around.
Fantastic.
Amazing, well done.
Oh, Reef.
Yes.
Do you remember that
So,
secret thing?
So anyway, they start going. Oh, and just for added torture, Sarah's like, I also made you a fucking hat, and puts a little dunce cap on his head.
Oh, nice.
Good luck with that. It doesn't fit on my horns, so nah.
Actually, she uses the horns to kind of tie it in place. So
That's true. You could anchor it with to the sort of.
The world may reject me, but I rejoice because I am fixing Reef.
1,000 more times. Reef does not need to be fixed.
Your path to redemption.
You look me in the eye and you tell me Reef doesn't need to be fixed.
Reef doesn't
Reef looks at you both
need
cross-eyed.
to be fixed.
I would imagine, like, for even more comedic effect, like Reef would just like look down at his own loins and just be like, "Oh well, they work. They're not broken."
Yeah, I'm not.
I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie, that's exactly what I was picturing.
yeah. Reef is just like
They definitely work.
literally did that. Then looks at you two, and then acts cross-eyed and looks at you and goes, "See, broken. Now walk forward, horses." And then I
No,
literally
I'm
hit
assuming this
both
is
of your
happening while
horses.
they're on the horses and going.
I do too. I do too. But Reef is panicking and not on a horse, and it is directing the traffic. Is what I'm saying. So
I'm
we're at Kaer
also very
Maga.
happy Alex is not home because I got very loud when I was reprimanding.
Well, that's
It's all
fine.
good.
Your
I
neighbors now
want to
think you're
find
broken.
the store
Oh, no, my
for
neighbors
the
are used to
random
me.
shit I didn't sell.
Yeah. Okay. So, you guys walk through finding a different district known as the Tar Heel Promenade. And on this or in this section, you come across the most immaculate looking store you have ever seen. As well as one of the most like grandiose stores you've seen, like in scale. Like this store is 3 floors. And you walk in and it's called the Wheel Unbroken. And something that you might have overheard from some of the citizens of Kaer Maga who may have talked about it as you were walking through. This is the greatest concentration of magical power in the entire city, as far as both the items that they sell as well as the people working there. So you are greeted by a kindly old human male. He introduces himself as. Actually, I don't know if this person pictured is tied to this store, but I'm just gonna say that he is because fuck it.
Why not? Have fun with it.
He introduces himself as Suthavan. welcomes you to the store and asks what you're looking for. As he gestures towards a giant, like, case full of stuff that is on, this is like on special now. But
Whoa,
there's
what'd you got?
all manner of stuff. So, all right, I'll go through. Fuck it. I'll just go through the whole list. So he first gestures over to a suit of armor. This appears to be hide armor. And this armor, it doesn't look particularly desirable. As you can see that the pelts and bones that kind of make up this hide armor appear to have a little bit of rot to them. And the armor is also decorated with the skulls of what appear to be tiny rodents or perhaps other types of vermin. And it is all trimmed and done up with the what looks to be the fur of a black wolf. And he names the item. He says, "This is the pelt of the demon mother." And
Demon mother.
I will put the name in the description and the price all in one, just to make things a little easier for you guys.
Thank you. I was about to ask. Okay, I'm good on that. And then I ask what other wares they have.
So yeah, he takes particular notice of Reef's very chipper disposition, having just had his desires met.
Yes.
And he goes, "I can tell. Which one did you go to?"
I don't know. The one that has live ones.
Ah, yes. That's
Because apparently there's another one I did not know. So I walked in both, I guess, too. But yeah, hi, friend. This is an adventurous city. I Rifa also starts pulling out a bunch of stuff from his bag and looks at him and goes, "So I have stuff. I was wondering if I have some nets. Do you have a interest in a masterwork war razor or hmm, you want a masterwork hand crossbow or some crossbow bolts or a light crossbow or some short swords or daggers? I have daggers."
he says, "Ah, well,
And
we can certainly discuss a deal of or bartering of sorts, but
yes, perfect.
I could tell that you were quite pleased with the place you went to, so maybe something like this would be your speed for a purchase." As he points to a set of manacles.
Ooh, the queen. I mean, this seems useful. We can't. So if we, so let's say something can't be mortally wounded, but we could be potentially made helpless. Yes.
Well, sure, there are ways to subdue the seemingly unbeatable.
Reef looks at everyone else and says, "Okay, out," and then asks to see what else they have.
Oh, certainly. And the next thing he gestures towards is a set of very finely made silk robes. And he just says, "Well, this could really make you look however you like, and it can certainly help you endear yourself to those around you. And I will go ahead and copy this one in next.
Ooh. Ooh.
Now, first I would say there is no goddamn way that thing's worth 5,000 gold. Then I saw the +5 to diplomacy. It's like, I suppose so.
And that it
I
actually
mean,
repairs itself.
a set of robes that can like, you know, adjust itself in terms of design and repair itself from damage. I mean, that, I feel like that alone is worth close to that much. But yeah, the +5 to the skill check just pushes it over the top.
You can literally just make your garbs look like the city guard of whatever city you went into. You can look like a noble. You can change yourself to dress like anyone if you need to and just blend in. That's actually quite awesome in a city setting. Watch house.
So he's going to point at a couple of amulets next. First is that item.
Ooh. Oh, that's cool.
And the other one is, well, this one might not be as useful to you guys, but certainly an idea for a hypothetical, as long as Leah's not here, we scheme against her Rise PvP session.
I was
Yeah,
literally
that's
thinking, you know, if this was the other game, I might be tempted to buy this.
Reef is motioning with his hands and just going
But considering the fact none of us.
price wise.
Okay, never mind. I ain't paying that much
Right?
money for that.
It's because it's a +3.
I don't care. It's a +9. I wouldn't pay 13,000 gold pieces for that.
No, I know. I'm just saying that, like, the, you know, if we were playing a
Just
game where
scaling
like it made
across.
sense to buy, like the +1 of this is very affordable. It's only like 1,500.
Reef is literally showing his hands in a shrinking motion about the cost of the gold or spinning.
Yeah, some of these are very pricey, but you know, I rolled them, and you know, he's gonna show you them.
No. Oh, I know he is. That's why Reef. That's just role playing it. It's just like I can't do that.
I will say that this is one of the items. This next one is something that I figured that you guys might want to come back for later, just because it's pretty cool. So yeah, he shows you the next. He shows you another cloak, and this cloak, just even though all you can do is like look at it in the box, without even, you know, having to put it on, you're just like, damn, that one looks comfortable. And sure enough, it's in the name.
Comfort's
Oh. And ooh, Dirty Elements Classic. Oh, that's actually fantastic with everything we're fighting.
Yeah, and this cloak gives you double healing when you rest.
Reef looks at them in awe and just goes, "Is there layaway?"
He says, well, if you can find another one of these at the Church of Abadar here, maybe they could help you out. They're known for being charitable with purchases.
Reef just nods his head and goes, "Fair enough."
Zen is
I am
resisting
not
all
gonna.
temp.
Sarah just kind of like goes to Sin. It's like, I know I just shouted at you, but the manacles of cooperation are really tempting.
I got to start including the slots that these things take up.
True. Sin's gonna just resist the urge to gag when he hears about the Temple of Abaddon. Hate that guy.
So
I wish back to Sarah. 16,000 gold ain't worth it.
slot wise, the living garments are a body slot item. The cloak is
only 2,000.
Shoulders like the other cloaks that you have. This next one is a wrist slot item, as he points to a bracelet that appears to just be a vine that has been coiled in the shape of a bracelet. And there are also 5 green berries on the vine. And this is what they do, or it does, rather.
Verdant vine.
It's basically a bracelet that gives you
That's actually awesome.
entangle.
Oh no.
Yes, and now here's
Brutal.
another item.
Is that
This is another item that I figured somebody would.
I look at Sin and it goes, that's something we want. That's actually pretty useful.
That seemed pretty useful. Not worth the price, but useful.
All right, so the last item that he points to in this particular case is it's a curved dagger. And this dagger has you can almost hear a little bit of a hum coming from the dagger. And he looks at you and he just says, well, admittedly, this one is getting thirsty.
That piques Reef's interest.
And should any of you ask for an explanation on that, he provides.
I do.
Just bear with me on the description of this one, because this is one of those items that scales based on your level. So here's what this one does.
Oh. We are fucking Christ, what level are we?
10th.
So Thirsting Blade deals 1 point of bleed damage on 6 subsequent crit.
Yep, while also being a keen dagger. It gets upgraded to a keen dagger by a wielder that is of sufficient level. Then it becomes a wounding dagger, and then the enhancement scales up.
This is awesome.
Yeah, that one's pretty sick for the price. That's
the scaling is what makes it worth, and it also has a crit of 18.
Well, it's a crit of 15 because it's a keen dagger for your level. It starts at an 18, and keen doubles the threat range, so it becomes a 15.
Okay, so here's my question: what's the damage roll on that?
Well, a dagger damage is 1d4 plus strength or dex, depending on what feats you have. And then it's a threat range, 15 to 20 threat range.
3 cents, the back pocket idea again as well. I should have saved some more money.
Never save your money, Reef. Always spend it all in one place.
I've done that, and it is not working in my favor.
It is the key to happiness.
It is a key to happiness.
He says, come along, friends. There's much more to see. And he goes to another section of the store. And he says, now I know that a lot of these items look more expensive than what you just saw, but I assure you there are plenty of affordable ones in here.
Reef looks over and like a little kid at a candy store, like gleaming, looking down into the case, like hands on the glass, face against it, smushed and looking out to it.
He the first thing he pulls are kind of like very small sort of bits of metal that are in a bunch of different shapes, and it takes a moment, but actually better yet, let's see if any of you can figure out what these are meant for. Let's go with just give me an intelligence roll, whoever wants to.
I am smart. Average.
We and our powers combine.
We can figure this out.
Sarah,
Zombie Theo, use your brain.
yeah, I'll roll for Theo, and then Sarah, if you want to roll, you can roll as well.
We're slowly increasing in number.
Theo kind of looks at it, and he's just like, "Are you sure that these didn't like end up here by mistake?" And the guy's like, "No, of course not. They're supposed to be here. Do you understand how they're used?" And he just says, "I don't know why someone would do that." And the Suthavan just says, "Oh well, adventurers come in all manner of persuasion. Certainly someone could find a good use for these." And he he describes them as the following. Theo not providing any insight to the rest of you.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't expect much from Zombie Theo. Fair enough. You know,
So
Reef, I don't know what about it, but it seems like these piercings just speak to you, don't you think?
Well, I mean, no, I Featherfall. I I have wings.
Exactly. More
Just
places
says,
to pierce.
Theo's like, "Yeah, that's true. He can fly."
I'm gonna look at you and go, they sound more like you, Mr. Devilman.
No, based on your actions today, I think these suit you better.
You know what? We're gonna move down the case line. Reef is just smirking back at Sin like you're a dick. But like in a joking way, and just moving on and looking at the shopkeep, being like, don't mind him. What's the next item, sir?
It's what I do. My job.
Comic relief.
He just says, "Well, actually, hold on. I have to roll something related to the item." Okay. So next, he pulls out a cloak that seems to be made out of a bear pelt, and it looks like it's just slightly too large for any of you to comfortably wear. And then you also notice that there's a holy symbol etched into the bear pelt. So if anyone is a rank in knowledge of religion, you can make a roll to see if you recognize what holy symbol that is.
Everything that has to do with religion. Do I have one? Yes, I have a single point. Go. Damn it.
I don't, but I'm a bard.
You're a
Haha.
bard, so you can do it anyway. Theo doesn't have any. Okay.
I still know nothing.
Reef, you it takes you a minute, but you do recognize that is the holy symbol of Iomade. And this is the item. This is the item. Hold on. Forgot to include the cost.
We like it over there.
The bonus to intimidate and the ability to use bless are not dependent on worshiping Iomide, but the transformation is.
Damn it, the +2 in intimidation check is very nice, but I'm not willing to spend $3,000. Damn it.
Or do you
Don't
want
you
to change who you worship?
don't you already have like a competence bonus to intimidate coming from something? Could have sworn you did.
I did.
So yeah, it doesn't stack anyway, so don't have to worry about it.
Oh, that item's worthless in that case. Move on. Well, other than
Reef
style,
looks
of
up at the
course, so as
sky
I
and goes,
suppose
Yaren?
that was fair.
Reef looks up at the sky, touching his thing with a smirk on his face, and he goes, Yaren, take note. We're wearing up. Kind of awesome. What options you got? Let me know, bud. Yomade, you rock that shit. Can't afford it. Next item.
All right, so next he pulls out something that again looks out of place for a shop such as this. He pulls out a tankard
Fucking tank.
and he says, "Well, perhaps none of you worship Iomade, but maybe someone worships the person who I refer to as the life of the party." And immediately that triggers those knowledgeable enough that this is related to Caden Kalian, as this is the item.
Cool.
So it's a weapon that doubles as a bag of holding for potions. Or since it
That's
doesn't
actually-
since it doesn't explicitly say that you can't put drugs in it, I will allow drugs to be put in as well.
Yeah, it just says not poison.
Just not poison or venom or anything like that.
What if my drug is poison?
Well, then it wouldn't be able to go in there.
Damn it. My precious beholder poison. Ammo. It's fine.
That is fucking awesome. I think if you do become king of the underworld and you are just dosing people who do challenges to you, I think this would be the best way to do it. Dealer's choice.
I mean, that would be a good way to style on someone to beat someone with a tanker.
Yeah,
Yes.
and then also force them to drink some fucking hallucinogenic afterwards.
Consequences for losing.
Exactly.
You know, I should do that more often. Have competitions, but if you lose, you have to take a drug. Good
I
idea.
like this plan. Brief knots.
Good idea.
At this point, Suthavan looks you over again, Reef, and he has the expression that he's noticed something, and he says, "I see that mask you have. I have something that matches it. One second." And he's like digging into this next box, and he pulls out a very very small red little statuette. It's made of marble, and it actually depicts a tiny praying mantis. And he says, "This would be perfect for you."
I agree. He is the type of person to have little figurines.
Oh, wait. That's awesome. I look at Sin and I start smacking his arm and go, "Oh, Recon Mantis! This is fucking awesome!"
What it do?
It literally becomes it comes to life and it can move as I instructs and it becomes an eye for me, so it can literally go into tiny places we can't go into, see whatever the fuck we wanted to, come back and show me exactly what it saw, and it stays around for fucking 9 hours or until I replay what it saw and it goes back to statue form for a day.
Oh shit, he is pretty good.
Reef is looking and going and pushing all the random things that he had listed before on the counter to him and going, the mantis, the eye, that thing, these things.
Wait, see what else he has before you make your decision.
I will write this on my notepad as like it's on the short list. That way we don't lose
Okay.
track of it.
Thank you.
Okay. Next, he pulls out yet another cloak. This one looks pretty different compared to the others. It is again kind of made from the fur pelts of some kind of animal. However, this cloak is also covered in teeth. And its function is as follows.
Oh, gadget mantis. It would give me a real bite attack.
God damn it, that's good.
Yeah, it's fun.
I wouldn't blame you for getting the cloak.
It's essentially a +1 cloak of resistance, and it gives you a bite attack. That's really.
I support you doing it if that's what you want. I looked in.
Since just wide-eyed, like really thinking this over. Do I want an extra thing?
I think that would be a really cool thing.
So I can bite 5 times a day. Or is it like, how long does the... Oh, never mind, it says it right there. The oversized teeth lasts for 1 round.
I need to make a bite.
Yeah, you activate it, bite, then you'd have to activate it again, but you can do it in 5 consecutive rounds if you choose. It's just a thing that, like, you only want to activate it when you plan to bite something.
Yeah, because it's a swift action. That makes sense.
Next he takes a peek at Sarah and Trinia, noting that they carry instruments with them, and he says, "Oh, this is quite a diverse group. You all seem like you have the wherewithal to make a lot of money very quickly. And for that reason, I will present a couple more items that, well, might be out of your price range right now, but certainly something you should keep in mind in the future." And he starts by pulling out a steel rod that is very, very dark in color, almost black. And the top of the rod is capped by a circular pattern of what appear to be human finger bones. And he says, "Interesting that a group of you has that you've all made it here this far outside of your city. I noticed that there's not really an obvious healer among you. Should you encounter problems with healers, maybe try this one on them."
We don't have problems with healers. Ours had a family thing. That's rather presumptuous of you, isn't it?
Well, sure, but nothing wrong with trying to tailor my suggestions to my customers. Next, he pulls out a type of weapon that I don't think any of you would be familiar with. I'll actually, what I'll do is I'll send a picture of it to the chat. That way you guys can have a visual. And trust me when I say that you guys wouldn't believe what the name of this of the weapon is if I told you. It'll be in the description, so don't worry, you don't have to wait long to find out. But yeah, this is a very like exotic looking weapon. that comes from. He describes this as being native to a far-off region in Galarian known as Mwangi, and this is what this weapon does. And yes, it is called. The weapon is called the Hungamunga.
Beautiful.
And you can ignore the part about it being only available to the indicated race or ethnicity that I've already described, because again, this is Kaer Maga. Everybody knows, everybody's there, and so are the trophies or items of those that come through. So yeah, this is it's a bladed weapon. It can be thrown, as obviously is indicated by the returning property. Yeah, and on a ranged attack, the target has to make a save, otherwise they fall prone.
That thing is insane. The last two things, I walked away for 2 seconds, and I came back. 2 ridiculous items.
Oh, just wait till the next one. He next pulls out again like the mantis, except these are slightly bigger. These are also obviously different in color, as they appear to be made of ivory. Different animal depicted, as well as it is a set of 3 figurines that are all goats. Each one has a very, a slight difference in appearance from the next, but enough that you can tell which is which. And here's what they do. Hold on. Make sure I'm spelling this right here. Power. Ivory goats.
That's actually fucking awesome.
So yeah, each of these can serve as mounts. They can serve as combat uh, allies. Yeah, definitely a lot you can do with those.
This is awesome. I said, when I become king and you are all my nobility, then we come back to the shop. We shop with the coffers of Gordosa.
Next, the next item he pulls is something that Reef, it kind of piques your interest because it's a familiar looking item. It is a small token in the shape of a feather.
Reef immediately grins.
This one depicts a sort of like a siege device on it. Kind of looks like a battering ram. And its function is as follows. And he has several of these. It's not only just the one. Just because these are like smaller items.
I want this.
Adding that to the short list.
Yes.
I think Reef likes goats now.
Yes.
Well, again, this is not like a ram the animal. This is a ram battering
ram.
But it's in the shape of a ram.
No, it's in the shape of a feather, and it has a mark that looks like a battering ram on it. The last item in this particular box is he pulls out a torch, or what looks like a torch. Actually, I'm sorry. It functions as a torch. It doesn't look like a torch. I'm talking myself into knots here. So what he pulls out is, it looks like an Ioun stone that's been used up. But inside of it, you can tell that there's been a continual flame spell that has been cast on it. This one is in, it's a prism. And he has more than one of these as well. And from there, he just says, I've got a new shipment actually just came in today. These items are particularly fine, and you'll certainly be wanting to see these. And he goes on to show you it's a small box that contains 4 items. One is it kind of looks like it's a small, like, rectangular, almost like a plate that you could affix to something. And he says, I don't know about all of you, but I love a good book. And I love being able to have my good book wherever I am.
Sarah, has you written all over it?
Next, he
absolutely has Sarah written all over it. Ooh,
next he produces a couple more rods. One quick look at them kind of informs you immediately that these are both meta magic rods. So first, we have that one.
Ooh.
So that one.
So like my barb chains could be fiery.
That's not exactly how it works. So the burning spell feat. The burning spell feat essentially adds damage to spells that are already acid or fire spells. The way it works is if you deal damage with a spell that's acid or fire, at the start of the next turn, the target takes double the spell level in extra damage. Same type as whatever the spell was.
Okay.
And that rod can be used with spells of up to 6th level. This next one is I believe it's a lesser rod. Let me double check my notes here. Yes. So this one's going to be much more affordable. But by contrast, it can only be used with spells of up to 3rd level, which is actually not an issue for you, given that we don't have any full casters in the party right now. So
yeah.
That's not so bad. This is a lesser merciful metamagic rod, which essentially means that you can cast a spell through it and designate that you want the damage from that spell, no matter what it is, to be non-lethal in addition to what it does. Like, if let's say you cast a spell, it does cold damage. It doesn't make it, like, it still deals cold damage. It's just non-lethal.
It won't kill them. So if it wouldn't have taken them to below 0.
Yeah, so like if you're fighting something that's weak to cold, like it doesn't screw you. Like it's still cold damage. You just don't kill it if you reduce it to 0 with it.
Clutch. That's clutch.
And then the final item that he has to offer you is something that certainly looks powerful. It appears to be a rune stone. It is, obviously etched and with magical symbols, and this one is quite powerful in its own right. And it does the following. So essentially, this would give a spontaneous caster, really just Sarah, because I don't think brief spells go even up to 5th level. Pretty much, you can use the rune stone to cast a 5th level spell that does not consume a spell slot.
So what I'm hearing is that we need to come back here when we rule Corvosa.
For some of these
Probably.
items, yeah, might be advised. I mean, there are plenty that are within reach, even within the scope of this particular adventure. But yeah, some of the really crazy expensive ones, yeah, you might be waiting a bit to get those. But this is also a place that, like, is consistently like either making or bringing in new stuff. So anytime you guys want to come back here, I can always just roll up a new list, and it'll, I won't remove any things that I've showed you here. Like, they'll stay in stock, but if you want me to like refresh the item list from the store, I can always do that, on your next visit.
I like that. Thank you. So yeah, Reef is very interested in the mantis thing, the feathers thing, and the torch.
Right, the iron torch. Any other items to add to the short list?
Cloak of teeth.
Cloak of
Yes,
fangs.
thanks.
Sarah has no
Thanks.
opinions. She's curious, but also she wants to see what happens. She's like, I can't afford any of this.
We can
Pathetic
pull
and not put-
together.
I'm not making a wish list until I know what I can and can't get. She's like, this looks cool. Some of this looks cool, but there's nothing that I need or want right now. Not with these prices.
He says.
I look at.
He just says
She
not.
doesn't say that out loud, but like in her head, like.
Well, yeah, I mean, and this guy is a pretty perceptive guy, so he looks at you and says, I can tell that some of you have your doubts, but trust me, we kind of pump these items out faster than we can sell them, so you won't have to worry about them getting snapped up. At least not right away.
Reef is excited to hear that and looks at Sarah and goes, "You know what you should buy? Maybe that torch so you can see."
Sorry, that what?
Oh, he's referencing
torch,
the iron torch.
Thank you. I heard a horse. That's why I was like, what?
Oh.
We just bought horses. Well, we got them given to us. We don't need to buy another.
Barch. From last time.
Sarah's like, actually, that's a good idea. That is a really good idea, actually. Should we get one for each of us?
Yeah. I'm very open to it.
I have night vision. I don't need it.
Until someone blinds you.
Theo
Sarah
says...
Sarah just ignores him and gets one for everybody.
Okay. Does that include the friendly NPCs?
Yes.
All right.
I have the cash.
Yeah, because you're buying so many, he sweetens the deal a little bit. He reduces.
Price break. Ooh, aha.
Yeah, he slightly reduces the price. He'll do 400 for 6 of them.
Done.
Okay. Perfect. Let me make a note of that.
Reef is clapping in happiness, just going, "Thank you."
So yeah, no, it was a good idea. It was in a price that we can afford, and I didn't see it among the sea of that's so pretty. Oh my god.
Reef nods like that's fair. And then looks back at the mantis statue and that feather and going, so dumps out the 1,000 silver I have, the 244 gold that I still have,
Mm-hmm.
and then starts putting things on the table. Like, let's see, I'm gonna put one of the daggers.
Let me just
I'm gonna put
go
them
to
like,
the let me just go to the equipment page now so I can
yeah,
start tallying up what stuff costs. Okay, so
one dagger, one light crossbow.
all right, just let me
Um,
know how much of this stuff is masterwork because that factors into how much money it's worth. So
I'm reading. If it's masterwork, I'll tell you.
okay, perfect. Yeah, so one dagger, one was it light crossbow. You said
Uh-huh.
okay.
I'm going to masterwork hand crossbow, one of those. 10 crossbow bolts.
Okay, so masterwork hand crossbow. All right.
Then I'm going to offer one of the nets, the masterwork war razor. Unless so, if anything I'm about to sell, someone would prefer to have for their character, please speak up. I'm not trying to sell things that people would prefer to have.
Okay, go on.
I'm going to accidentally drop a whole clove of garlic on the counter and look up at the shopkeeper with like a little like suspicious look and see how he reacts before shoving it into my bag. And then I'm going to start pulling out the things attached to my chain and going, so does the silver steel club of interest of you or the short sword interest there, Will, or how are we on price? Masterwork rapier, maybe? Where are we looking at? I know I'm buying about 2,500 worth of stuff, and I know I've given you not a lot of that gold.
He plays off the garlic and he just says, "Oh, so you're the chef. Got it." Um, and he says, "Everything that you've presented that I've punched in, he says, that's all worth about 400."
Four hundred? Huh. Well then.
Sarah just looks at Reef and goes, "What do you want?"
He says, "Tell you what, I'll give you a little more value on the masterwork items because, of course, we here can turn them into something great. So we'll say 500 for what you've put out here so far."
Reef looks and goes, well, the mantis. Does anybody else want to use the mantis? We could pool it, and whoever wants to send it out on an excursion, we could use it.
How much was the mantis again?
2,000.
2,000.
Sarah just gives 1,000 a Reef for it.
So Reef is looking and then going back into his bag and going, okay. Let's see. That masterwork club, I'm gonna add to the thing if I haven't already.
The silvered one or
No, just the regular one.
okay. Let's see, club.
The unholy symbol of Ergothoa, the silver one.
Mm-hmm.
Take that.
Okay. All right. So
I'm gonna look at everyone and go, do we want to keep the Rod of Wonder?
Do
That
we want
seems
to keep what?
the Rod of Wonder, and I pull that out of the bag and looks at the shopkeep and like I'm just like kind of like swinging it around a bit. Do we want to use this? Do we want to keep this? Do we want to sell this?
Depends how much we can get it. How much money we can get for it.
I have no opinions. Like Sarah's like, I can live without it. I don't care.
I just rolled it in case you guys actually want to see what it does before you decide that.
He
Sarah's just like, yeah, it's fine.
his eyes go wide and he goes, "Now that I'm interested in. Don't get me wrong, I'll still pay you for what you want to sell here, but that is a prize."
Is it now? Maybe we should keep it then.
Reef is gleaming at him and going, "Well, how much?
Sarah's like, no.
How much? Ignore the one who said, 'Don't worry about me, I don't care.' Tell me how much this is worth."
He says, and he gives a bit of a glance at Sarah, and he just says, "Listen, we can just make one of those, but if you were to save us the trouble, of course I'll pay you fair market value. 6,000 gold."
I'll put 6. Huh. I look.
7.
I look. What?
He kind of just shrugs and goes, "Well, we sell it for 12, so."
Yeah. Okay, so what you're telling me is I can ask for 10.
I'm telling you that I'll give you 6.
And I'm telling
I-
you that's not enough. Because if you can make it, you would have already.
And he leans in and he just says, "I would advise
Hold
you
on.
to remember where you are."
Reef is
Hold
just
on.
grabbing
Wait,
her.
hold on. There
little-
isn't a barter. So I'm gonna go at diplomacy because Sarah is trying really hard to get a good deal. She's not trying to fight him. She's just like, look,
Trying to
you
fight
and
him.
I both know that this is valuable.
Yes,
You could make it,
we could.
and you said you pay fair market value, but that's 50% of what the
Well,
what
that
we
is
sell it
well,
for.
that is fair market value. It would cost us 6,000 gold to make.
And we went through the trouble of getting one for you, so reducing your labor cost. I also rolled a 33 on diplomacy.
Yes, I know. So he's deep in thought, and
And Sarah's not being pushy. She's trying to be polite about it. Look,
he says,
you get something of value, and we will take some. And in return, we're probably going to use it to buy some.
That is true. I'm definitely gonna buy something here with it.
I'm not asking for the 12K you would sell it for. That's asinine. But I'm asking for more than 50% of what you would make on it. Come on.
That's fine in the mid-ground. And at this point, once it seems like she's made her point, Reef is just slowly pulling Sarah back from the counter, just being like, "We're good," and using his wings to just kind of wrap around her, being like, "We're gonna."
Sarah's just looking at him. She's like, "What are you doing?"
I'm gonna whisper to her and be like, "This is a fucking anarchy government city. We could literally just get our shit rocked."
And I'm like, I'm being polite. If he stays at 6, she's like, I'm being polite. If he stays at 6, we'll probably stay at 6K. But
That's fair. We
I
all
also know that it's more valuable than that.
You're right. But he could just literally have his guys literally.
Sarah's like, just trust me.
I'm trusting. I am just.
I'm not.
With how long this is taking, I put my dunce cap on Sarah.
he leans in and he says, "Tell you what, you seem like nice people. Clearly you want to do business. I would give you 6. You've asked for 10. Let's meet in the middle. I'll give you 8.
That seems perfectly reasonable. And I'll be real honest with you, you're probably going to get a bunch of that back because we're going to use it to buy a bunch of shit. Reef what you want.
2,000 per person. Let's go, baby.
There's Reef, you have 8K to spend. Go nuts.
Okay,
well,
wait. Slow down.
8 plus all the other items that you are just throwing at him, if you still want to do that, of course.
I want to keep the masterwork rapier because that seems fun, and
I don't think I ever added that one in, so
okay, good.
You're fine.
Then I can sell pretty much everything else, and also technically this is one of the items that Reef did take.
Yeah, no, that's why Sarah's like, Reef, you have 8K, go nuts.
No, I'm offering. What Reef is saying though is, any of the things that you guys want, I'm willing to just cover the cost of. So like if you want that cloak of fangs, I point at Sin, you can get that.
I
If
do
you want
honest, I want the cloak. I want the cloak.
So I'm gonna get the statue of the mantis for the group. I'm gonna get the feather token for the group. I'm going to get the cloak for Sin, and that puts me at 4,500, which leaves 3,500 left. So I'm gonna look at
Wait, hold on.
right
So Cloak of Fangs is
2,800.
2,800. The Mantis is 2,000.
Yeah, I forgot I was in the process of doing the math. So I was taking the 500 from the thing, the 2,000, the 2,000, then I was going to add the 800 to it. So it's 3,200. So then that makes 3,200, which
5,300 in purchases.
yes, thank you. That's what I was. You got me halfway through the math I was doing, and my brain was stroking out.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good. I literally just looped. So 5,300 in purchases, and then there's 2,700 left.
Yes. Plus, if you're selling all the things that you
500.
told me to throw into the thing, well, I mean, with we'll call it, because you added 2 more items after I said 500. So we'll call it 650.
All right.
Okay, so then I have
Like 3350.
3,350. Okay, so I point out the bookplate of recall for you. To Sarah and saying if you want that, we could do that.
Don't forget, also Sarah gave you before we did this. Sarah gave you 1,000 for the mantis.
I know, which is why I want to return the favor.
Okay. No, I wasn't saying that to
No,
like,
I know.
in a nice way.
I'm
I was
saying
just making sure you knew
so
how
that's
much you had.
40. So that's technically then another 1,000 on top of what we have.
Yeah.
So
Sarah will take the book plate and she'll be like, "Thank you."
Okay, so that's a wash. That's 1,000 gold that Sarah gave for that. So
Yeah.
still 3,350.
Yeah. 3,350. So then I'm going to. Bone breaker is pretty, but I don't turn into a bear, and I don't want to have it unless I have the beer.
There's also the thirsting blade. I know that's now out of the price range, but
Yeah. Well, that I'm thinking about the cuffs, honestly, actually, because
the manacles. Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Because if we need to interrogate anyone or keep someone alive or do anything like that, that is literally our best bet because no one's going to stay with us willingly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, true, but you feel and understand is that I don't like keeping people alive.
Yeah, but there are certain ones we're probably going to need to for a certain period of time. Even if you end up killing them later.
Nah, I think we're fine.
Like let's say we get into the queen, we can get her helpless, but we can't kill her.
Well, not with that.
Sarah's like, how much more do you need for the manacles?
Nothing. I have enough to cover it, and then still put over 1,000 gold right back into my pocket.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, the manacles are only 2K.
That's why I was checking in with you guys if you thought it was a worthy option, and if not, I was just gonna pocket the gold and look at everything else like, oh, I'm good.
All right, so yeah, we'll purchase the manacles as well. So yeah, 1,350 gold left over. It can be divided up, however, if it's even going to be divided. But I mean, I know you just sold a bunch of stuff.
Reef took the Wand of Wonder. Sarah, he's more than welcome to keep the remaining.
Yes, I'm going to.
Yeah, however you guys want to do it.
Yeah, Sarah's gonna be like, and Reef keeps her stuff because he was the one who decided to keep the Wand of Wonder. The rest of us were gonna be like, nope.
So, but then also you all got something out of it.
Zombie Theo might have a complaint, but he's a zombie at the moment, so he doesn't get an opinion.
Zombie Theo has no thoughts and feelings.
Mm-hmm.
He never did.
Zombie Theo will be
Sarah,
asked in the group
shot
chat if he wants to buy anything after the
Sarah's
session,
like, awesome.
if he's even alive.
Hey, thank you so much. We're gonna be back.
Yep, just measuring
So
distance for travel time.
No, I know. Reef was just distracted, and I'm quite happy actually with everything we just got.
As am I.
Awesome.
I wanted to use the Rod of Wonder, but I put it to a vote for the group, and people were like, "We could use the money." And
Money.
there's enough of the effects on that thing that with my luck, I would literally destroy us and TPK us.
It
So,
can be a dangerous item, yes.
and you know me, I will use it. I will use it at the worst possible time.
Yeah.
Likely.
So it was 6,000 gold to give us stuff that we all can objectively benefit from, or keep an item that lets me have effectively a wild magic sorcery weapon in my pocket. It was actually a very hard choice. It's why it stayed in through the initial sell, but some of this magic stuff just was pretty clutch for everyone, and I didn't think it was worth keeping at that point when I could like guarantee usefulness from everything else.
All right.
I am done
Nice.
with my purchases. I appreciate you all for humoring me. And I hope you enjoy the things we got from it.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Any other business to conduct here? Or would you like to I don't know if you guys are looking to like get on the move immediately, or if you're looking to, get yourselves into
Gather
an
intel.
in for the night and then leave, or or just to, look around and see what else you can find.
So what time is it?
Well,
That's a
let's
good
see.
question.
For the purposes of traveling, let's see, from Blackbird Ranch, it took you 2 days to get to Kaer Maga. Um, I would say after the brothel and after the time shopping, I'd say it's afternoon, like mid afternoon.
I thought Reef would lasted longer. Poor guy. Anyway,
That was in the morning.
I no, it's joke. I'll
He's
never
Oh,
miss a
I know.
chance to make fun of Reef. Anyway,
Yes.
I refuse to travel through the Scalar Qua territory at night, so I say we sleep.
Okay. Let me look up.
Literally, we spend the rest rest of the day and night here.
So, if you head back towards the area that the brothel was in, the hospice district, that actually has the highest concentration of like inns and taverns in the city. Um, there's there are a few different noteworthy options. There's one that you actually overhear through just NPC talk, and really if you attempt to gather information, you learn that there's one in particular that does a lot of business with first time visitors of the city, and it's not exactly known for being a nice place. And the name actually betrays that, as the inn is known as the Sorry Excuse. um, the amenities are not great, and a lot of things are an upcharge. So if you like a different option, there are other ones. There is the extremely nice inn known as the Canary House. Um,
How expensive is the Canary House
well, it
for the six of us?
for
6.
for accomplished adventurers such as yourselves, the price shouldn't be that outrageous. Rooms are on the high side though. Accommodations there typically start around like 10 gold per person. But
I'm gonna take care of us. Reef says we're gonna sleep like kings, or the best we can tonight. Everyone, we're gonna rest up.
Just as Reef is saying that, I'm gonna drag him over to where to the Canary. Same method as before.
Yes.
your struggle,
So, and I'm going
however, with this place is not so much the money. when you arrive there, the innkeeper is a male half elf, and he again, this is stuff you would pick up from either gathering information or just listening to people talk about the Canary House. Um, a few of the citizens are not all that pleased with the way this guy does business, as he is known to basically deny services just if he doesn't like the look of you.
Oh, well, we're just gonna have fun. This is an anarchy city. That's fine.
All right, Sarah, you know what to do.
So we're just gonna walk in the door and ask for a room for everyone. Everyone gets their own room.
He
For each street.
the half elf man looks up at you and says, "Well, this will be a first. Normally a dragon is not exactly in my clientele, but I think I'm willing to make an exception for you just because it'll make for a hell of a story. So 6 rooms then?"
Yes, 6 rooms. And I motion on my companions and look at it and then go. I think that was a wise choice. My gold is good, just like any other patron.
Very good, very good. Here are your keys to your rooms, and you hear some very very good singing coming from above you. And it's like pretty high up. This building is 5 stories tall. And what you see are some young girls who are singing just these unbelievable harmonies. Really really strong singers, and they are. But when you look up at them, it's a little sad. The girls are um swinging from as almost as if they were trapeze artists, but they're all inside these gilded cages, like as if they were birds.
They're canaries. They're the canaries in the coal mine. I
Yep.
don't like this anymore. Reef says, looking at everyone else, going, I'm going to my room.
And again, like the girls, they look very elegant. They're beautifully dressed, put together. Again, voices of angels, all of them. But you do catch a glimpse just as you are leaving the desk to make your way towards your room. You do catch a glimpse of one of the girls in the cage. You can see that she does, and all the rest is, once you spot the first one, you look at the others in turn. All the rest have chains around their ankles, serving as a reminder that the bars in front of them are very real.
Sarah is not a fan of this.
I didn't
and
think
she
you
is
would be.
regretting that
Did
they-
not think you
that,
would
like,
be.
we are here.
It is an anarchy city, Reef says, looking at her and saying, we need to pick our battles.
She yeah, she has like a clear look on her face. She goes, I know. I know.
Don't worry about it. Child labor builds character.
So it was 60 gold.
What the fuck?
So for the rooms, there you go. So I dropped my gold down. I'm gonna look at the shopkeep and then at Sarah, and I say, pick a canary. Before I turn to the shopkeep, I tell Sarah, pick a canary.
Sorry, you're gonna say what?
I'm gonna tell you, pick a canary, pointing at the woman singing above us.
Are you doing so in such a way that you are concealing this message from the shopkeeper?
Yes.
Roll a
Yes,
bluff.
I'm doing it.
Roll a bluff check, please.
Yes, sir.
It's pretty good.
We're not in Corvosa anymore, though. So.
No, you're not. You're not there anymore.
But is he a Corvosian? Is he someone who used to live there and moved out? That will still work, right?
No, he's not.
Okay, because we did just go through a city of people who had just been pretty much effectively kicked out. So I was clarifying. Thank you.
Yeah.
Boom.
Sarah just kind of looks around and tries to see who looks the.
Would you believe me if I told you I rolled a 23 on the on the
I
perception
believe
check?
you, and I'm
So
so glad. I'm so glad.
you just barely keep it concealed.
Sarah's like, I, I can't pick one.
I look at him and go, "What would be the cost to free your canaries? Keeping them in such small cages seems like such a shame when you could have them freed wandering your establishment and probably gaining you some more tips just because the patrons get to get an up close look at the beautiful sirens that you have here." Rafe knows he in his head that he can't buy their freedom, but maybe he can make their cage a bit bigger.
Well, it should come as no surprise to you that I am in no hurry nor mood to free my songbirds.
Oh no, I wasn't saying free them, sir. Of course, they are your songbirds. I would never ever transgress that. All I'm saying is, don't you think they might sing a bit of a sweeter song? Their cage was a bit larger. Let's say just even allowing them to wander your establishment during prime hours. Get up close and personal near your patrons. Sing them a song. Let them make requests. Out of cost, of course. Give
Sarah
the
hears this and she just looks
songbirds.
at him and goes, I mean, you do know that larks won't sing when they're captive. Let them
Oh,
experience a little bit of freedom and they'll sing more prettily. And I am going to use
he
um
he
I'm gonna
points.
assume that I'm rolling diplomacy here.
Yeah, he points to the rafters and he just says, "These ones do." And I assure you, they're well taken care of. They
I
are.
do not doubt that. I do not doubt that. They look very healthy, and this is true. They don't look like starved or anything, I'm assuming.
No, no, they don't. They
Yeah.
they actually, like, he's not lying. They are very well taken
Yeah,
care
no, no,
of
no. Sarah's
because
like, no, no, no. I'm not
strictly
just. I'm not.
because this innkeeper knows the type of investment that they are.
Yeah, Sarah's like, no, no, no. I do not doubt that, and I realize that we might be crossing lines by asking this. It's just
Mhm.
they're so pretty, and we'd love to. She kind of like, hates herself a little bit as she's saying this, but she puts on a very good act of not looking like it. She's like, but they're so pretty. I'd love to see them up close and to hear their song better.
Reef looks at the shopkeep, then Sarah, and like does what looks like a face palm to Sarah, and then looks at the shopkeep, like making sure he doesn't see that face, and looks at her. I'm like, let me get off on a better foot. Friend here is not the best at introducing herself. Great musician, absolute wonderful bard. What I'm saying here is, my friend here would love to accompany them in their songs, play their lute, play their instrument
Now,
for you,
now
and
Sarah's
as
just
they're
kind of looking
free
at him, and
while
she's a
we're
little
here.
bit nervous now. She's keeping it nice, light, and compliments. And Sarah, and it sounds like Reef is essentially pimping her out.
No, Reef
So
is saying and trying to
Again,
backpedal you
pimping
and
her
be
out again.
no, okay, out of character. Out of character
It
means
is
that
again. It is
out of
again.
character. Reef knows the city from being a mercenary, so he
No,
knows
I
like it's
know,
a
but
very give and take. So I don't want the shopkeeper to get any ideas, and we're
oh
not
no, in
trying to offend
character,
the
out of
shopkeeper.
character, I know what you're doing. In character, I
Okay,
hear
cool.
Sarah hearing you. I see Sarah hearing you say that, and immediately start panicking a little
Reef just literally puts their hand on Sarah's shoulder and like does like a little
because
like
she
squeeze
knows
like
that Reef can be a little
trust.
naive sometimes.
This is the time that Reef. This is the place that Reef
So
has no naivety. This is the place that Reef is
yeah.
very clearly knows just from mercenary work that this is the place that you toe a line. So what I'm trying to offer here is pivot, since it seems like our tactic isn't working, and offering an exchange. So since you gave me the courtesy of allowing to rent here, even though I know you turn patrons away, and I'm making a request for while we're staying here, your songbirds to be more free, I'm doing so to do an exchange of services. And I'm looking at the shopkeep and saying, so she is not for sale, but her services as a bard are, and she is quite well renowned. and I make points about the inns that you have sung at before and of places of note that you've performed in Corvosa, because you actually have garnered
I
a bit
have,
of a
and so
following
Sarah
at this
kind
point.
of nervously is like, so she's still very wary, and she's trying to keep her like customer service smile on as she does this,
Yeah.
Yeah,
freaking
and
out a little,
even
and she hands out a business card and hands it to him.
even Trinia starts to like perk up and like think about starting to vouch for you, and then she kind of just thinks to herself, no, Reef's got it. Like,
Oh, meanwhile, Sarah's looking at Trinity and it's like,
Yeah, so
and
Reef is literally just trying to.
she
I
looks at you and
know.
she's like, I'm not the one that was just gassed up. And so the innkeeper is going to make a subtle lean towards the two of you and kind of gesture for you to kind of do the same. And he says, well, if you are of the renown that you say, then sure, I invite you to perform, and we will see how they sing to your music. And now he's talking to just you, Sarah. He says, and if you play your cards right, I'll tell you where you can get your own.
Reef looks at her and just grabs her shoulder and goes, "Yeah, that would be a pleasure to know, sir. I mean, such exquisite talents you have here. I have the utmost respect for your eye." And then we ask,
he then looks at Sin, and you know, you can probably guess what a half elf might think, like looking at a tiefling in this, especially one of who runs this kind of establishment. And he just says, before you get any ideas, they don't do those services.
he's not. We already. Well,
Sarah just goes, understood. She just Reef out, and she goes, understood.
I literally see her just jump up and try to shove her hand over Reef's mouth as she's in there and just be like, "We got this. Okay." And then I'm going to look at you and go, light on. Okay, so I asked for about an hour for us to
but I
settle
have
in.
standards, damn it.
Sarah knows that like nothing. If Reef says we've already had our services, that does not look well. If Sin actually replies, it is not going to look well. So she's just like, understood.
And then at this,
you.
so what I'm assuming out of character is we're staying here overnight. So we're just the deal that my thought was is if she does well, the songbirds get to have at least like a day a week where they're allowed to be free. Like in exchange for us singing, we're not looking for payment. That's the deal in the anarchy I'm trying to barter with. So if they do sing very well with her as a free, then he gives them the chance to wander the establishment. Obviously can't leave it. The guards are going to not let them. But
yeah,
one day a week at least instead of being in cages. Like, because for this is I'm playing a barter gambling game with him. Being like, okay, well, what's the worst that can happen? You have a semi-renowned bard to a renowned bard come in your establishment and play for free. And what do you get? Possibly more gold once a week because your patrons like the idea, or you just get a one-off show and you don't have to pay for it. It's a win-win for him either way, and hopefully for us, it gets us information on where these people are coming from, and possibly more into the underbelly of the city, which might give us better connections to dealing with the queen later.
Okay.
Sarah is freaking out right now because there is something she has not told any of them.
What?
Sarah's like, I really, really wish you didn't do that. There's a reason why I've been avoiding.
Well, that was your mistake.
Reef, go ahead and roll diplomacy for your offer.
No,
We're gone already. I'm sorry. So Sarah isn't freaking out yet, sir.
This is still happening at the desk because
so we're still at the desk. Sarah is like not happy, but she's not really playing her hand yet.
Okay, so then this was what I was doing from the beginning. I was clarifying that from the beginning. So those just the first diplomacy rolled an 18 that stands. I don't know what Sarah's 30 is for. Or
Well,
if
that was for
that's-
earlier when
That was
Okay.
for me when I was like trying to negotiate with him, like trying to let him out for a bill.
yeah.
They're so pretty and they sing better when they're like.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Isn't this part of that whole negotiation process? Since the
You
deal
interrupted
was...
me before I
yeah,
could
but
get
it's progressed. But
No,
Yeah.
okay. No, I'm just on the same page. I'm not. There's no wrong
Yeah.
answer.
no,
Because it was, and then like before we could really like get there, it progressed. So
It's okay. Well,
Okay.
okay. What did you want to add, Sarah? Like, just to, in the interest of
Well,
being
this
fair,
was
like.
before Reef was like, "Hey, Sarah can sing
Well,
for you." And I'm
okay,
like, what?
okay, yeah, true. Okay, so
I'm sorry.
oh, it's all right.
Okay.
I didn't think
To
that
the
was such a bad thing.
to the 18, he
Oh, wait, hold on. You can count. Actually, no, you can count it toward what Reef said. Because remember, Sarah held out her business card and was like, "Yep, I'm a thing."
yeah. All right. Well, we'll round up to a 20. For that, well, I'll call that 8 another basically. So we'll make it a 20.
Yeah, that's perfect.
So he kind of like
Because she
cocks his
kind of
head.
like with that statement, established herself and then handed him his card when Reef interrupted her.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you see him kind of tilt his head a bit, and he just thinks about it, and then he looks up at Reef and he says, "If she can perform to the standard of my songbirds, then yeah, we could talk about that. Sure."
Reef grins and asks just for about an hour to settle in and refresh from the journey, and then we'd be happy to be there for the prime dinner rush. Looking at Sarah and goes, "Is that amenable to you?" Cool.
that
Wait,
sounds great.
before she performs, I'm gonna take the circular persuasion off my head and put it on Sarah.
Sarah's like,
Ooh, that's smart.
Ooh.
Let's go get ready. Come
Yeah.
on. She like pulls Reef.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you get a Sarah. You also get a light elbow to the rib from Trinia, and she just says, "Break a leg, bud."
Sarah's like, she pulls Reef and is like, "I need to talk to you."
We're going upstairs to the stairs where the rooms are, and
Yeah.
everyone's going, "Okay,
Your rooms
show in an
I-
hour,"
I-
and I'm just dragging by Sarah.
your rooms are together as in they're all next to one another on the 4th floor.
Sarah drags
I hate to
Reef.
interrupt, but I need to go in a few minutes.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. So we'll get through the rest of this conversation. We'll probably just wrap the session. So
That's fine. So Sarah like pulls Reef into her room. She goes, "Why the fuck did you do that?"
I look straight at her and I go, "Well, you literally look so distraught that they were in there, and I can't buy them out of there. You're just saying you're gonna sell them for 1,000 gold a piece. They're
As
worth
he speaks, so
well
as
a
he
lot
speaks-
more than that. So I try to give you some solace in the fact that maybe I could get them some more freedom, because that's about all I can do in this chaotic city. And well, also then if we can get him to like us, we can get information from the buyers and the sellers of those ladies, and that might lead us to the underground of Corvosa and how we lead to the dark, seedy places where
Sorry, I'm
people
just
get
gonna
items
interrupt
like
you
the
first.
crown."
I'm interrupting Remy for a second. So as he's saying this, Sarah is slowly panicking.
Mhm.
She goes.
Yeah,
The
Remus
mask
eating
comes
up
off.
as your
She is
panic
freaked
increases.
out. Like she is not.
Yeah.
There's some. It's not so much panic as in like I can't do it. It is like there's some sadness in there, and she is just like. She looks like she's about to break down.
Yeah, Reef is literally, as Sarah's panic is increasing, his speed and his explanation is increasing, is what I was role playing.
Sarah,
Like, I could
it's
see it just getting worse, and Reef is trying to make
Reef-
it better.
Reef, I need you to shut up.
Okay. Reef shuts up.
I want you to think something very clearly. Have you seen me perform professionally since we started together?
Oh, no, but,
Have you heard of
bard.
me performing professionally recently? You've been in Corvosa for a bit.
I've heard your name, and I've heard you're renowned,
Do you
and
know
you have a
why I
good
was
name,
taking
and
a
you have a
break?
good... No, I don't. You could have enlightened me at any other point, ma'am.
Sarah's just like,
Reef is panicking slightly. He's not necessarily saying the right things, to be clear.
I haven't performed since my fiance died.
Whoa, this is a great opportunity. You can free some stuff.
Sarah's panicking and glaring at him. It's a very weird combination of wide-eyed terror and also like pure fury.
And Reef is just like, you had to get back in there sometime, and you never told me this was a hard no, and you are literally a bard by trade, and I'm a
It
mercenary
is
by
not
trade,
a
and
hard
I...
no. I just would rather not have been rusty when there's actual consequences.
Reef goes,
It's okay. It's okay.
it's okay. So Reef is looking at Sin like,
Oh, Sin's not there. It is just the two of you. It's just two of us.
no, in my head, like in my head, I'm thinking to Sin, like, what drugs does he have? I know he just bought a lot. Is there calm her down? Like,
I'm not
Man, that would be
mad
handy
at
to have
you.
me around because I do have something.
So I was like, I'm not mad at you. I'm just I
panicked.
know
You're
it seems like a
panicked, and
minor
I
thing,
put
but
things.
this is a big deal, okay?
Reef calms down and stops going high pitch. It's not minor. It's a very major thing, and I do really wish I had known and put pieces together sooner. I wouldn't have volunteered you. I honestly volunteered you thinking it was the easy thing for you to do. I can sing.
Sarah just crosses her arms and says, "Do it." Oh, I actually want to see how this turns out. Sarah's like, "Okay, show me. Show me what you got."
Okay, I'm gonna roll perform.
Okay, since you don't have any type of thing listed under perform, what are you doing?
I'm assuming he's singing.
Singing. He's singing out of panic.
All right. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not great.
So Sarah sits there, she listens, she goes, "Yeah, great around a campfire, not so much for an actual performance."
I can keep a tune and I can keep comment time, and it's easy for marches. You kind of make songs for it. I didn't
Sarah's
say
like,
I was.
"It'll be fine. I need a minute."
Reef just like nods and takes some of the nicest rations he purchased and leaves them on her table, and then
And she says,
slowly just
"Don't,"
backs out the door and
and she goes,
closes
"Wait,
it behind her. Yeah, yeah.
don't tell anyone. The reason why I haven't said anything is because I'm not ready to."
I won't. Lip sealed. Key thrown into your room, and then I close the door. So Reef is just.
So
I don't know,
Sarah's gonna
I
have
gotta go
herself
like now.
All right,
So,
all
see
right.
you later.
an
Sorry.
introspective session, and I think this is the time to end. So
I would agree. Yes. This. Damn. All right, nice. I don't know what he's riding, but he's riding something. he's riding something straight out of the conversation.
The warhorse just right on out the door. Goodbye.
I'm assuming he heard Sarah kind of just like screaming at Reef. Melt.
I'ma head out.
I put something in the off-topic group chat about what I was picturing during that conversation.
Yes. 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 100%.
Yeah, I didn't have my OBS set up properly, so that went out over the stream. Please don't DMCA us. Yeah. Great sesh. So 2 days spent traveling to Kaer Maga, and a lot of fun items viewed and purchased, and Reef just getting Sarah into a difficult situation.
Not bad.
And also a Harrow reading.
What's funny is Tim and I had actually discussed specifically this.
We had, yeah, a while back, yeah. And
So,
now it's here.
So
I'm glad that I
this
made
was
this
not
up.
something I pulled out of my ass. Tim's known that this is the reason why Sarah is still adventuring.
And just
Yeah.
being like, it's fine. I'ma head out. I don't need to sing right now. I can make gold other ways. We can fight. Yeah, let's for fans.
So in 2 weeks, we're gonna see how this gets sorted out. And then presumably if there's no other additional business in Kaer Maga, and I think what I'll do in the interim before next session is I'll try to put together a list of like all the major like businesses and things that are in this city and what they do. That way you guys have a better idea of what you can do here. Something I meant to do it before today's session and I kind of just ran out of time. But yeah, so I'll get that put together, and then in 2 weeks we will come back with another session, and we'll see where we go from there. I imagine it's going to be this situation, and then you guys will eventually be making your way east to the Callow Mounds of the Skull and Qua territory, and we'll hopefully make contact with Thousand Bones and see what he has to say. So, 2 weeks, that'll put us at August 3rd. We'll be back here, same time, with another session of our Curse of the Crimson Throne game. So until then, we hope you have a good night, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.